for 2023 is the Springfield Echelon. The striker-fired polymer frame pistol features Springfield's new variable interface system for mounting multiple optic footprints and the serialized cog fire control for inserting into multiple frames. Find out more at springfield-armory.com.
Hey there, Tundra Nation, and welcome back to the channel. Today on Tundra Tactical, we're taking over the government, and I am definitely on a watch list now. Thanks, Cooter. Brandon Herrera, a.k.a. the a.k.a. guy, has announced that he's running for Congress in the great state of Texas, and this has inspired us to help drain the Washington, D.C. swamp by nominating other GunTubers for government office. So sit back, grab a 2024 bumper sticker, and let's start the show.
Oh my God! Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm.
First up, we have Brandon Herrera. He's a well-known GunTuber and now a professional boxer. He's running for a seat in the House of Representatives, and with a head of hair like that, I'm sure he'll do a great job. But why stop there? We want to see Brandon become Speaker of the House.
Yes! Hell yeah! Hey, come on, baby! Come on! Yes! Come on!
You know the speaker, right? It's where that drunk lady with the suspiciously good stock portfolio used to sit during the State of the Union. But it looks like with Brandon, we're going to be getting meme reviews and cursed images echoing through the halls of Congress and the sweet scent of White Claw permeating in the air. Also, maybe the AK-50 gets a government contract and is fast-tracked into development. Folks, I would call that a win.
For your winner by way of knockout, the AK guy.
Next up, you all knew it was coming. We gotta do the President of the United States. A position where being older than time, falling up the stairs, and off-parked bicycles is the main requirement. I mean, how the heck did that even become possible? I don't know. But it's finally time America has a grandpa who can successfully ride a bike without breaking his entire body and even do so while shooting an Uzi. Of course, we're talking about everyone's favorite gun grandpa, a.k.a. 45. He's not only a giant and the destroyer of soda bottles, but he has consistently been the gold standard of wisdom for GunTubers when it comes to shooting. The first act of President Hickok will be legalizing pot smoking. Under this administration, it's the high life for everybody. Now that we've established the president, we need to get a vice president, somebody who is well respected with a bright future. I mean, there is one person that comes to mind, and if you were thinking the Yankee Marshal, then I was today years old when I realized I don't like you. Nope, our VP is the one and only Grand Thumb, and don't call the man Flannel Daddy. Have some respect. In case you've been living under a rock for the last decade, he's a popular GunTuber known for his videos involving military tactics and gear. As vice president, he will have everyday Americans equipped with all the finest tactical gear that'll make Dakota Meyer a big sad. A man with Garand in his name as VP? Well, I give that a thumbs up. See what I did there? Up next, let's fill out some cabinet positions, folks. One of the most powerful positions is Attorney General, the chief law enforcement officer of the federal government, which oversees agencies such as the ATF. For this role, there are plenty of GunTubers, including some of the guys over at the Gun Collective, though the clear choice here is Colion Noir. He's a lawyer, a gun rights activist, and makes great firearm content here on YouTube. Not only will he establish law and order to restore constitutionally protected rights back to the people, he'll also make the gun grabbers fill up their Depends diapers with last night's dinner. Put down in the comments if you guys would love to see Colion Noir as Attorney General. Now, I did just bring up the ATF, which we all know stands for alcohol, tobacco, and firearms. And my first thought was for good old President Hickok to just get rid of it entirely and then celebrate like we lost our virginity on prom night. However, I say we keep it and make Matt from Demolition Ranch the director. You know, the guy who blows stuff up for our viewing pleasure from the safety of our own homes? My thought here is he's gonna flip the script and have an agency dedicated to making firearms and explosives fun again. If you disagree with that, I would insult you, but your genetics have already insulted you enough. For the rest of us, we'll puff a cigar and raise a glass of our finest scotch to ATF Director Demo Matt. And if all else fails, well, then it'll just turn into the store name it was always meant to be.
Want to know me? Let's go!
Next up for cabinet is the Secretary of State, the chief advisor on foreign affairs, and unfortunately not the Eurotrip kind. This position requires somebody who is diplomatic but also exudes strength, a lover and a fighter. One could say a warrior and a poet. You know, I wonder who'd be perfect for this one. Haha, yes. John Lovell, of course. Of course it is. A GunTuber known for his advice on military tactics and life itself. As chief diplomat, he is the helmet hair of world peace. All global conflicts will cease at the first whiff of his hairspray. To our foreign adversaries that oppose us, be prepared to whine and screech like cast members on The View when Secretary Lovell outsmarts you. This government just keeps on getting better and better, and that is something, folks, I thought I was never gonna say.
You keep using the word. I don't think it means what you think it means.
Something I will say real quick is another thank you to Lockdown Protection for the new gun wall you guys can see behind me. Make sure to stop by their website, check them out, and tell them Tundra sent you. Next up is the press secretary. When taking questions from the news media, every president needs a competent spokesperson to make them look flattering and in control. This is the perfect role for the self-proclaimed gun bunny in short shorts. If you were hoping to see a bunch of half-naked women, well, you'd be wrong. Of course, we are talking about James Reeves from the firearms blog, a.k.a. tfbtv. From SHOT Show to GunCon, he has interviewed everybody in the gun industry. As press secretary, James Reeves will be confident, smooth-talking, but sometimes being press secretary calls for more than just a little New Orleans charm. That brings us to good old Johnny B, a no-nonsense gun-tuber with a love of all things Appalachian. Every Friday is going to be Spicy Friday in the White House briefing room, folks. He'll tame that pack of drama llamas faster than you can say shotgun wedding.
I just want to talk to him.
Why do you have a shotgun?
I just want to talk to him.
With their journalism degrees being worth less than used napkins at a barbecue joint, you know there's going to be nothing but eye rolls from the mainstream media corps. Hopefully, if they keep rolling their eyes, they might eventually find their brains.
Doubt. Be skeptical. Hard to believe.
Next up is the Secretary of Defense. I mean, if there was any position in the government for a gun-tuber, this one is it. But there's only one man that stands out amongst us all. And if you were thinking Lucas Botkin, then what you've just thought is one of the most insanely idiotic things I've ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent thoughts were you even close to anything that could be considered rational. Everyone is now dumber for knowing you thought it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul. The perfect fit for Secretary of Defense is clearly Clint Smith, folks, of Thunder Ranch. He's a veteran of the Marine Corps, law enforcement officer, and currently a famed firearms instructor. All he has to do is look our enemies in the eyes, and they will crumble. To be honest, I feel safer at just the thought.
I fear no man, but that thing, it scares me.
All right, folks, let's finish up with some honorable mentions of gun-tubers and the perfect government positions for each of them. First up is the Yankee Marshal. It must be fun for him to wake up every morning knowing that he's just that much closer to achieving his dreams of complete and utter mediocrity. However, I'm feeling a little bit generous today, and I believe he deserves a government role, and for that, I think he'd make a great ambassador to Antarctica. Bring a coat, bud.
Some days, I'm quite the humanitarian. I think I hit a wheelchair on the way over here.
Next up, we have Alexandra, a famous gun tuber and also of Call of Duty fame. She would be perfect as a TSA screener. You know, actually, I'm not even going to touch that one. I would like to have dinner with the missus tonight. Sorry, writer. Let's add one more gun tuber to end on a positive note. The perfect gun tuber for the Secretary of Commerce is Iraq veteran 8888. Not only is he one of the old G's of the gun tube world, but he also started a pawn shop and definitely knows the world of business. I don't know about you, but this list of government I would support. The only question I have is, what would each of the gun tubers' campaign slogans be? Tell us what you think in the comment section down below.